Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to another edition or another episode 24 of Living the Amazing Life podcast with yours truly, Coach Tim Harrell. I'm so glad you joined me this morning. I am so excited for the time that we have together to share with you concerning what God has laid on my heart to share with you on today to get your week started, get you moving. So I'm excited. Pray that you had a great weekend. But I want to go into our topic today. I want to deal with some things that, or share with you some things that really helped me become the leader that I am today. I remember back in, I believe it's 2011, my wife and I had lost our home. We had a foreclosure on our home. And at the time I was employed at the church, and we ended up losing the church because of a church split, or we lost our salary positions because of a church split. And we found ourselves in a hotel, a steady stay hotel. And we ended up staying in that hotel for, I believe, 4 months. We were in that hotel. And I'm telling y'all, that hotel really did a couple things. It tortured us, but also it did some character building, some caused us to reflect over our lives, to reflect over our past, to even take a look at our future. And so it did some things for us, even though we considered living in that hotel a bad season. I'm telling you, my wife was working for Walmart, and I was trying to find a job because, again, when the church split, I had to look for employment. And it was a really bad season in our lives. And I didn't know if we were going to make it through. But I believe that because God had a plan on my life, that there were some things, even in that bad season, God wanted to teach me. And I don't know who I'm talking to today, but even in your bad season, that bad season could be rich or wealthy with knowledge that could help you navigate through the things that you're going to navigate in your future. And I believe that season that I experienced in that hotel helped me to become a better father, a better husband, a better leader, a better business person, a better grandfather, just a better person in general. And so I don't discount that season. And after I moved away from the blame game, because how many of you know that you can blame people because of the season you're in or the thing that you're going through? You want to blame others, and maybe there were others used to get you to that place. But I believe the people that God used to get me to that place was significant to my journey. They were important to my journey, and they were used to help get me in a place where God could really mentor me, equip me, get me ready for the greater that He had on my life. And I remember in that hotel, leaning over that banister from time to time as after I go online and look for a job, and watch my wife drive off to go work at Walmart, and just as a man sitting there, saying, how did I get here? How did I end up in this place? And this is a place that I do not want to be in. And I remember many days leaning over that hotel balcony. I remember many days having anxiety attacks in that hotel room. It was almost like the hotel room was smothering me. I mean, I would wake up in the middle of the night and I couldn't breathe. And I was just going through in that hotel room, man, I'm telling you. And it was like, everything that I aspired to. Ooh, this is good. Everything that I aspired to in that hotel, I felt as though my life had come to an end, that everything that I desired to do was not going to happen in my life. I even thought about, I would never pastor another church. I would never have another business. I would not ever be able to enjoy the finer things in life anymore. And I'm telling you, that was my mindset, guys. That was my mindset in that hotel in 2010. And it was just it was bad. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. And my wife was going through it as well. And as a man, I'm sitting there and I'm watching her and I'm living off her paycheck. As a man, it really did something to me. And I said to myself, and I'm not saying that God said this to me. I said to myself, if I ever get out of this situation, my wife would never have the want for anything. And so some people don't even realize the reason why I treat my wife the way I treat her is because of what I saw my wife do for me. You know, I saw her do things for me. And I said, if I ever get in a financial position, I'm gonna bless her and she's not going to want for anything. And if I can get to a position where she don't have to work, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get in a position where she's not going to have to lift a finger, and I'm going to take care of her for the rest of her life. And so that happened. And I'm not tearing up. Something got in my eye, y'all. So, but I said that, and lo and behold, guys, it is happening. My wife don't have to lift a finger, right? But God delivered us from that hotel. He delivered us. And I just want to share with you 3 things I learned as a leader, because now that I'm a leader, I'm a leader in business. I'm a leader in my own personal life. I'm a leader in a family. I'm a leader in a church. I'm a leader in my community. You see? And God taught me some things in that hotel. He taught me, first of all, he taught me about character. Character. That character matters. That people, when it comes to character, people have to see the nature of God in my character. You know, as a man of God, as a business owner, as a man in the community, a man among my peers, they have to see the nature of God's character, no longer Tim Harrell character, because you guys know the type of character I had. We, you know, drug addicted, cheated on my wife before I gave my life to Christ, you know, stole, robbed, steal. I didn't kill anybody, but I almost came close. But you know, I knew when I gave my life to Christ, I knew in order for me personally to have the success that I was looking for, I had to take on the nature of God's character. God's character. And when I started incorporating the very attributes and the nature of God into my life, I noticed how people begin to trust me. I noticed how people begin to look to me for answers and look to me for guidance and leadership. And so when I was in that hotel, God dealt with me and said, "Hey, son, I'm molding your character, because I have something greater for your life. And so don't discount what you're going through. Don't discount what you're going through." And I'm not saying that it was my character got me into that hotel room. No, it was not my character. It was bad decisions that got me into that hotel room. But God used the hotel room to mold and shape my character. Yeah. And I began to stop blaming people because of where I was and the place I was in that I didn't like. I stopped blaming people, and I began to say, "Well, God, what do you want to do in my life as a leader? What do you want to do? Who do you want me to impact as a leader?" And I begin to focus on that, and I begin to take on God's character. Where I wanted to be a person who was trustworthy, a person who was honest, a person who will always tell the truth, a person who will be others driven, and a person who will love people unconditionally. I wanted to be that person, you see? And so I began to take on God's character. And God said, if you really want to go where I want you to go, or where you desire to go, take on my character. You want to make sure that who you are fits your business, because your business becomes who you are. And so you want to make sure that you understand who you are, your mission, your vision, and your purpose for your personal life. So my mission in life, I believe that God created me. God put me on this earth to help others succeed in life. That is my mission. That is what I do every day. My mission is to help people succeed in life. And so you have to come up with your mission. You have to come up with your vision for your personal life. You have to come up with your purpose. Should help you kind of find what type of business you like to be in. It's very important that you take your time and do that assessment and make sure that you're in the right place. A lot of people get into business because your friend is in a business and he or she is making a lot of money, and then you say, oh my God, I'm gonna get in that business too, right? You jump in that business, you don't like that business, but you paid all the startup costs to get in the business, you did all this stuff to get incorporated, you got all your marketing stuff, you spent all this money to get started, and you don't even like the business. But you gotta understand your tax codes, your tax laws. That is so important. And I think sometimes when people go into business, that's the last thing they learn. And if it's the last thing you learn, it's going to cost you. My character. And so that was the first thing that God began to deal with me in that hotel. The second thing was competence. So God said, if you take on my character, you got to know what you're doing. So I need you to focus on equipping yourself, developing yourself, cultivating your gifts, finding out what your life mission and your life vision and your life purpose is. I need you to focus on that, because if you do, you're going to be a competent leader. A competent leader is one who can get the job done. Who can get the job done. I don't want people following me and they believe that I can't get the job done. See, that's when people have confidence in their leader, because now they see that I'm a competent leader and I know what I'm doing and I can get the job done. They will follow me. So the great thing that God showed me as a leader is that I understood that I couldn't get there by myself. I needed others to go with me. You see, I needed others to support me. I needed others to get behind me. I needed others to hold me accountable. And so in order for them to do all of that, they had to see that I was a competent leader. Yeah, I was a competent leader. I was the type of leader, or am the type of leader who can produce results. I'm telling you now, I believe that God has blessed me in that area, that when I say, and when God tells me something and I say, hey, whoever's leading me, whoever's following me, I say, hey, this is what I believe that we should be doing, and this is what we're going to do. And it happens. It happens. Only competent leaders can do things like that to make things happen or get results. You see? And so I think number 2, you got to be competent. Here's my last one. Number 3, you have to have conviction. Not only do you have to have the character of God, the competence and conviction, because these are the things that God showed me and taught me in that hotel. Because I did not think that I was going to make it out of there alive. I did not think that I was going to be able to experience the things that I experienced today, or have the things that I have today. Man, I'm living the amazing life because I learned these 3 principles. I took on the character of God. I said I got to be competent. So I got to equip myself and develop myself to be a leader who gets results. And then I got to have conviction. I got to do what is right. I got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. You see? And that's what leaders who have conviction, you have a backbone. You're not a wimpy leader. You're not a leader who's up and down. You're a very consistent leader because you have conviction. You have conviction. You're going to always stand for what is right. And that is what God taught me in that hotel, leaning over that balcony, man, in 2010. My God. Leaning over that balcony, I'm telling you, and because I really thought it was over for me. I really thought that after coming out of a leadership role, that was the end for me. That nobody else will follow me. But God had a different plan, and I was willing to hear the voice of God and lean towards what he has had for me. And so during that season, man, I'm telling you, God bless me. I'm so glad that I went through that season at the hotel, spending those 4 months at that hotel, my wife and I. It was a bad season, but I'm so glad that I did it, and I persevered through it, and I didn't throw in the towel. I didn't give up because in that hotel, God showed me that I had greatness on my life. He showed me that he had called me to a higher place, and because I made bad decisions, I end up in that hotel. You see, and even the bad decisions I learned from those bad decisions, and I know how to manage my money. I know how to manage my business money. I know how to manage my ministry money. I know how to do that now because of that season. So don't discount the seasons that you're going through. Don't discount those bad places that you're going through, because you're about to move from the pit to the palace. Y'all feel me on that one? Okay, I know y'all. For those who know the word of God, you know what I'm talking about. From the pit to the palace. Right. And so I just wanted to share with you this morning. Maybe these nuggets will help you get your week started. OK, get you off to a great start today, knowing that the situation you're in, the place you're in, may not be a favorable place for you. But God is doing something so uniquely in your life. So don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Keep pushing forward and see the manifestation of the greatness in you, based on what you're going through. Some of you may be going through the fire. Some of you may be going through pressure, but it's all about getting you to a place where you're perfected, where there's no discrepancies, there's no blemishes in your life. That is why you're going through what you're going through. You're not going through because you have blemishes or discrepancies in your life. You're going through because you're going to end up with no discrepancies and blemishes in your life. You're going to be perfected. And so hang in there, rejoice this week, get excited about this week. No matter what it looks like, no matter what is going on, man, count it all joy and keep moving forward. I'm telling you. And as always, I'm always here to help you. I'm always here to assist you. So take advantage of the 60-minute free coaching session so that I can help you get unstuck, turn that thing around, and move forward in the direction God desires for you. My God, I feel this thing, and I hope you feel it too as well. And you know what time it is. It's time for you, man. Time for you, lady, to live the amazing life. I'll see you next week.